garden today. I've got Mark with me and Tom. Tom is edging the new rose hedge that we planted the other day, which is very, very exciting. It's going to look beautiful. He's using pieces of slate that we've reused from here. So we'll go and have a look at that in a moment. I've got Mark top dressing some of the borders that we've been working on just around the corner here. And that's all looking lovely. Making the most of this mild weather, because last week we couldn't do any top dressing and had to just continue with the cutting back. So cracking on with that and getting it done, and it's looking, well, let me show you. This is the northwest corner by the door that I've just come through, and it's just had its top dressing, which we use about 3 inches, and it gives it a nice covering. It locks in the moisture so that if we do get a dry summer this year, everything in here will stand a better chance of surviving. Fingers crossed. We are working through these beds. So we've done this one, that one's been done, and then the one in the corner we're in the process of doing right now. I know you're probably more keen to see what Tom's doing, so let's go and have a look at that next. Before I take you to Tom, this is going to be an area that we'll work on next. So you can kind of tell the difference between a top dressed area and an area that's ready to be cut back, and some things even divided in here as well, and then the top dressing. We'll get a closer look actually of just under here where you can see the difference between where we've top dressed and where we haven't. Instantly you can tell straight away the difference the top dressing makes to the border in comparison to no top dressing. Now the reason why I use this is to suppress weeds, to lock in the moisture, and also to give the soil a little bit of feed as well that helps to nourish it and feed a lot of the plants around it. We've been using Dandy's spring mix dressing for quite a few years now on certain parts of the garden, not all, mainly on areas that need the moisture locking in on those dry months throughout the summer. So I'm at the entrance to the cutting garden, and I'm going to give you a quick look at the early stages of Tom working here and digging out the trench where he will lay all the slate edging. And then I'll bring you back here and I'll show you where he's at now. We're at the end of the day, and yeah, he's making really good progress. He might even let you know how he's doing it if I speak nicely to him. He's just under halfway, and it's probably coming up to 20 to 5, and we're likely to start losing the light in the next half an hour. So I'm probably guessing he will make over the halfway mark and come back to it later. I love how he's done this little corner here. Makes it look so much softer. So this is the slate edging.
I'm laying the slates in a staggered pattern. So there'll be a row down the middle, like so, and then they will be bonded by having slates either side, and it'll all be mortared in to make it strong. So can you see? That's all mortared in, and it forms a nice strong I've got a slightly stronger mix of mortar to set them in. I've put a little bit of sharp sand in this. The other bit is building sand. So I've just got this mix, which is half and half sharp sand and builder sand, and then a little bit of lime in there, hydrated lime, which helps it stick. And this is helpful because stone doesn't always stick very well to mortar. So adding a bit of hydrated lime helps it to bond. So that goes in the trench, and then get a piece of slate, add my mortar, and then I just bond it in. So that's the middle one gone in. It's quite fiddly, but I'm trying to squeeze them together as I go so that they all stick together.
By using the slate that we've already got here, just maintains an authentic look, and it blends in much nicer with everything that's already here. And it sort of makes it look like it's always been here, even though it hasn't. Sort of antique looking, maybe. Well, we'll come back and see where Tom's at in the next 20 minutes. Well, sadly, we ran out of light and time the other night for Tom to finish the edging, but he's been back in here today, which is a few days on, and well, I'm hoping he's almost there. It's really starting to chill off, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed he's not that far off. So let's go and have a look. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Here's a closer look of the slate. Looking very sharp and neat. And Tom tells me that he's not quite finished the end here, but almost there, very, very close. I think Mr. Robin has come to inspect. There he is. Can you see him? Oh! I love the way he's done these corners, just knocked off the sharpness of it. Well, even though he hasn't finished, this gives you an extremely good idea on how it looks. What Tom wants to do now is to put an edge in on the other side where the pathway is. But in the meantime, on this side, it's looking amazing. I love it. He's put some plastic just on the end bit where he's just been working on because it's starting to freeze, and we want to protect it so it doesn't split or crack or anything. Darling, you're incredible. Well, I look forward to bringing you on this journey of the continuation of this cutting garden. There's so much ahead this year. My son is getting married in June, and we're going to be growing some flowers in here for the wedding. So watch this space. We've got some sweet peas on the go at the moment, and a few other bits and pieces. Well, thank you for watching. It's getting really cold in here now and starting to get dark. I'm going to go in for a nice cup of tea, and we'll see you next time. Bye.